Welcome back, everybody. Today we have another loot from 1,000 Elite Clues. As always, smash that subscribe button if you're new. So let's get right into it then. So we start this one out then on just over 58.2 billion. So we have 1,003 caskets then to open. So first up then, 1.1 million in a master, 129k reroll into 138k. We reroll into 3.1 mil. So nice one then to start out. We'll take that for sure. Them skip tickets are actually really good GP at the moment. At 226k reroll into 3.1 mil in the master, 290k, 1 mil and our first Oshproc and another master. We'll take that. 65k and another master, 144k. We reroll into 3.2 mil, 136k, 197k. We reroll into 474k, 204k in a master, 152k, 1.1 mil, 1 mil, 244k reroll into 417k, 433k, 110k. We reroll into 929k, 75k, 128k in a master, 86k another master back to back, 168k. We reroll into 356k, 3.1 mil, and that is a third age miss. Unfortunately, we're still just a one item away from the log, so we just need the staff then for the golden title. So 152k. We reroll into 72k, 225k, 131k. Reroll into 185k in a master, 200k, 208k, 690k in another master, 1 mil in another master back to back. Triplicate masters 384k, 1 mil, 266k in a master, 1.2 mil, 383k. We reroll into 8.3k. That is probably one of the lowest. So we reroll that for sure into 179k. Reroll again into 988k and a master and a third age miss then as well. Or sorry, a blood die miss even and a master. So next and then 264k, 236k, 1 mil in the master, 1.1 mil, 143k. We reroll into 181k, 1 mil, 1.6 mil, 129k. Reroll the 194k, 501k, 309k in a master, 651k, 137k. Reroll into 138k. Reroll the 157k, 944k, 1 mil, 89k in a master, 3.2 mil, 3.3 mil, 119k. We reroll into 73k in another master, 971k, 200k. Reroll into 187k, 159k. Reroll into 1.1 mil in the master, 3.2 mil, 1.3 mil, 156k. We reroll into 1 mil, 1 mil, 88k, 1 mil, 278k. We reroll into 1 mil again, 2 mil, 214k in a master, 163k. We reroll into 218k in another master, 109k another master back to back, 307k. Reroll into 575k, 44k, 800k in a master, 397k, 264k. We reroll into 3.1 mil, 1.1 mil, 145k. Reroll into 2.6 mil, 1 mil, 69k, 1 mil in the master, 161k, 223k. We reroll into 216k, 1.1 mil in the master, 97k. We reroll into 934k, 982k, 112k. We reroll into 1 mil, 1.3 mil in the master, 217k in another master back to back. Triplicate masters 257k. 4 masters in a row 776k. We'll take that. 1 mil, 227k. We reroll into 143k. Reroll again into 1.1 mil, 2 mil in the master, 86k, 180k. Reroll into 220k in another master, 1 mil, 215k in a master, 1 mil in another master, back to back, 1 mil, 1.4 mil, 1 mil, 1.5 mil, 199k, reroll, into 2.1 mil, 194k, reroll, into 1.2 mil, 35k, that's a definite reroll, into 151k in a master, 92k, 4.7 mil, that's a super nice one, we'll take that, 3.2 mil, 172k, reroll, into 4.7 mil, another nice one, 461k in a master, 1 mil, 340k, reroll, into 761k, 376k, we reroll, into 1 mil in a master, 491k, 148k, 978k in a master, 172k, reroll, into 370k, 462k, 1 mil in a master, 153k, 1 mil, 1 mil in the master, 354k in another master, back to back. And there we go, nice Barrows die, we'll take that. That's the first broadcast then of the opening, so 112 mil for that one then, so not too shabby at all. And we still have 884 left. So we still have a good few left to go, which is nice. Can we get the back-to-back is the question. Never lucky, 147k, we reroll, the 165k, reroll, into 114k, reroll again, into 233k in a master, and we'll grab our Barrows die out then. $1 mil in the master, 1 mil, 104k in another master, 402k, 1.1 mil in the master, 473k, 98k, reroll, into 6.2 mil, that's another super nice one. So next up then we have 264k, we reroll, into 365k, 50k, that's a definite reroll, into 1.2 mil, 1 mil in the master, 158k, 8.3k, that's a definite reroll, into 222k in another master, 116k, 475k, 240k, reroll, into 874k, 1 mil, 413k in a master, 1.1 mil, 948k in a master, 175k in another master, back to back, 999k, 1.1 mil, 132k, reroll, into 171k, reroll, into 287k in a master, 463k, 403k in another master, 269k, reroll, into 142k, at 2 mil, 3.2 mil, 1 mil in the master, 126k, we reroll, into 113k, reroll again, into 928k, 244k, 149k in a master, 258k, we reroll, into 156k, 166k, 1 mil, 90k in a master, 289k, we reroll, into 458k, 252k, 436k, 172k, reroll, into 200k, 1.1 mil in the master, 645k, 296k in a master, 338k, we reroll, into 57k in another master, 1.1 mil in another master, back to back, 111k in a master, 210k, we reroll, into 270k, 743k, 1 mil in the master, 100k, reroll, into 309k, 1 mil, 130k, reroll into 134k, 224k, 223k, reroll into 158k, 1 mil, 1 mil, 393k, 82k, we reroll into 1 mil, 1.2 mil, 1.1 mil, 1 mil, 426k, 1.6 mil, 994k, 46k, 1 mil in the master, 13k, that's super low again. We reroll to 174k. I reroll into 998k, 721k, 724k even, 1 mil, 195k, reroll into 1.2 mil, 377k, reroll, 1.9 mil, 376k, we reroll that one into 1.1 mil in the master, 495k another master back to back, 816k at 1.9 mil, 144k, we reroll into 206k at 1.2 mil and a third age miss, unfortunately, at 966k and a master at 1 mil, 241k, we reroll into 217k at 997k and another Rosh proc at 549k, 107k, we reroll into 1.1 mil in the master at 91k, we reroll into 1.1 mil in the master, 164k, 130k, 1 mil, 801k and another Rosh proc, take that, 394k, we reroll into 1.2 mil in the master, 959k, 268k, reroll into 198k, 3 mil, 971k, 18k, that's super low again, we reroll to 199k, 1.2 mil, 4.6 mil, that's a nice one, 307k, we reroll to 193k, 1 mil, 115k, we reroll into 178k, 135k, 353k, 2 mil, 1 mil, 272k, reroll the 362k in the master, 309k, we reroll into 1.6 mil, at 1.3 mil, 6.4 mil, that's another nice one. So 377k, reroll into 1.6 mil, at 293k, 84k, 100k in a master, 271k, we reroll, 233k, 875k, 211k, we reroll into 1.2 mil in the master, 207k, 1 mil, 2 mil, and that is another third age miss, unfortunately. 242k, we reroll into 136k, 1.1 mil, 251k, we reroll into 236k, 1.2 mil, 117k, 48k, we reroll into 618k, 3.2 mil, 4.7 mil in the master, 1.3 mil, 1 mil, 114k, we reroll into 409k, 183k, reroll into 217k in the master, 747k, 1.9 mil, 1.9 mil, 299k, we reroll, 292k in another Rosh proc, nice, 1 mil, 3.2 mil, 771k in the master, 21k, another super low when we reroll that one into 1.6 mil, nice, 2 mil, 211k, we reroll into 1.1 mil, 448k in the master, 1 mil in another master, back to back, 232k, we reroll into 3.3 mil, 2.2 mil, 166k, that's a reroll into 228k, 129k in the master, 1.2 mil, 1.9 mil, 157k, reroll into 1 mil, 272k, 299k, we reroll into 1.1 mil, 1.1 mil, 566k, 1 mil, 504k, 208k in the master, 251k, we reroll into 1 mil, 711k, 297k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 1 mil, 237k, we re-roll into 156k in a master, 341k, 1.2 mil, 1.1 mil, 3.3 mil in the master, 268k, we re-roll into 971k and another Oshbrock at 1.1 mil, 111k, we re-roll into 112k, 1k extra, that wasn't great, 1.1 mil, 189k, we re-roll into 264k, 226k, 202k, we re-roll into 273k, 1.1 mil in the master, 916k, 964k in a master, 1 mil, 959k, 141k, we re-roll into 991k, 1.9 mil, 233k in a master, 369k, we re-roll into 238k and a cookie, we'll take that, 1.1 mil and another master, 1.1 mil another master back to back, 114k, we re-roll into 962k, 163k in another master, 1.4 mil, 998k in a master, 215k in another master, 1.1 mil, 921k, 37k in a master, 216k, we re-roll into 956k, 980k, 1.3 mil, 226k, we re-roll into 307k in a master, 167k, we re-roll into 865k, 887k, 489k, 1 mil, 558k, 719k, 337k, we re-roll into 1.2 mil, 207k, re-roll into 346k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 560k, 822k, 225k, we re-roll into 997k in a master, 2 mil in another master, back to back, 1.1 mil, and that is another blood die miss, unfortunately. So next up then we have 1 mil, 220k, we re-roll into 250k, re-roll again into 104k, so 247k in a master, 1 mil, 79k, we re-roll into 468k, 1 mil in the master, 109k, we re-roll to 368k, 228k, 186k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 131k, 179k, 4.7 mil, it's a nice enough one, 999k, 609k, 931k, 57k, we re-roll into 247k, we re-roll again, 573k, 244k in a master, 154k, we re-roll into 338k, 542k, at 2 mil, at 280k in a master, 517k, 1 mil, 133k and another master at 2 mil, 138k, we re-roll into 2.1 mil, and that is another third age miss then, unfortunately. At 1.2 mil, at 320k and a master, 1.1 mil, 1.1 mil again, at 306k, we re-roll into 241k and a master, 85k, we re-roll into 1 mil, 239k, re-roll into 201k, we re-roll again into 183k in a master, 889k another master back to back, 83k, 950k, 249k, we re-roll to 85k, 186k, 1 mil in the master, 175k another master back to back, 1 mil, 980k another master, 95k, we re-roll that one for sure, to 209k, re-roll again into 127k in a master, and 949k, 1 mil, 1.1 mil in the master, 92k, we re-roll into 548k, 1.1 mil, 841k, 2.2 mil in the master, 72k another master back to back, 1.3 mil, 78k, that's a definite re-roll into 266k, re-roll again to 470k, So 293k in a master, 1 mil, 192k, we re-roll into 343k, 1 mil, 99k, re-roll into 1 mil, 201k, 2.8 mil, 1.2 mil, 656k in a master, 909k, 243k in a master, 83k, we re-roll into 202k, we re-roll into 162k, and there we go. Let's go. A huge one there. That's a nice ice die. So just over 1 billion for that one then. And like that, we still have huge amount left then as well. So yeah, so ice die, and we still have 610 caskets left to go. So that's big GP. We'll take that one for sure. Can we get the back-to-back though is the question. So let's see. Never lucky, 994k, but for sure we'll take that then. Huge ice die. That will definitely add up in terms of the GP. We're still just a one item then away from the golden clue chaser as well. So if we can get the staff, then I'd be very, very happy. But can't get too greedy then. We've had a couple of really good openings recently. So 176k we re-roll, the 293k, 1.1 mil. We have another master, 152k another master back to back, 196k we re-roll into 194k. 624k in a master, 307k another master back to back, 151k re-roll into 609k, 347k we re-roll into 53k. That's a super low one, unfortunately. 164k in a master, 856k, 380k we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 157k, 4.8 mil. It's a super nice one. 979k, 1.3 mil. 190k and a master, 130k we re-roll into 121k, re-roll into 1 mil, 120k, 238k, 109k we re-roll into 1 mil, 1.8 mil, 1 mil in the master, 993k, 78k we re-roll into 1 mil, 497k in a master, 954k, 1.4 mil. That is another third age miss then, unfortunately. Yeah, we've had quite a few third age misses there recently, unfortunately. So I wish, hopefully we get a golden soon, and then we'll start working on some other goals then as well. I do have 5k hards to solve soon, and then after doing probably another 1k elites after that, then I'll have enough for a stack of 5k masters. So looking forward to doing both of those, to be honest. So next up then we have a 2.1 mil and a backstab cape. We got trolled. No way. But we did get an Oshproc then to go with it then, unfortunately. So go for the back-to-back. Never lucky. 223k and another master. So we'll take our backstab cape out then as well. But can't complain. 3 broadcasts in less than half of the opening so far. So we're on track for a few more, hopefully. So 252k and another master. 287k we re-roll into 252k we re-roll into 209k at 1 mil, 25k, 178k we re-roll into 726k, 290k we re-roll into 3.1 mil in the master, 179k, 6.2 mil, 1.1 mil, 112k we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 923k, 2 mil, 101k we re-roll into 98k, 380k, 1 mil, 875k, 1.2 mil, and that is a blood die miss as a 1 mil, 142k we re-roll into 922k, 3.1 mil in the master, 202k another master back to back, 341k re-roll into 875k, 364k in a master, 260k another master back to back, 3.2 mil, 108k, we re-roll that one into 1 mil. 216k, we re-roll into 185k, we re-roll again into 223k, 197k, 318k, 977k, 56k, we'll re-roll that one for sure into 1 mil. And next up then we have for 299k, 919k, 284k in a master, 331k, we re-roll into 327k, and 92k, we re-roll into 1.6 mil, 214k, 1.4 mil, 919k, 1 mil, 6.3 mil, 904k, 1.8 mil, 284k, we re-roll into 1.2 mil, at 1 mil, 150k, re-roll into 110k, we re-roll again into 1.1 mil the master. And there is another Barrows die, so another 112 million then to add to the collection then, so that is nice. And we still have 533 left. Can we get the back-to-back? Wishful thinking, no, 2 mil, but yeah, that's super nice. So we're already on 4 broadcasts already, and we're not even halfway through the opening, so if we can get a couple more like that, I'll be absolutely over the moon. And next up then we have 392k, we re-roll that one into 251k, at 1.6 mil, at 1 mil, 156k in a master, 1 mil, at 1.2 mil, and that is another third age miss, at 1.1 mil, 188k in a cookie, at 903k in master, and a Oshproc, we'll take that for sure, at 272k we re-roll into 1.1 mil in the master, 1.3 mil, 1.2 mil, 555k in a master, 133k re-roll into 883k in a master, 234k we re-roll into 368k, re-roll again into 1 mil, 117k in a master, 1.7 mil, 298k we re-roll into 212k, re-roll again into 106k, 136k, 244k, 388k, we re-roll that one into 235k, at 1 mil, 514k, 148k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil in the master, 112k, 192k, 159k, we re-roll into 242k, at 1.2 mil, 170k, 4.7 mil, 228k in the master, at 1 mil, 917k, 6.3 mil, that's a super nice one, 1.1 mil, 2.1 mil in the master, 1.1 mil, 206k, we re-roll into 154k in a master, 290k, re-roll into 1 mil and another master, 401k, we re-roll, 184k, re-roll again into 166k, at 1.6 mil, 896k, 51k in a master, 207k, we re-roll into 508k. Next up then 1.6 mil, 264k, we re-roll into 172k, 620k, 964k in a master, 3.1 mil and another third age miss, 362k in a master, 111k, we re-roll, the 674k, 223k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 125k, 200k in a master, 1.2 mil, 132k, we re-roll into 196k, 1.1 mil, 3.1 mil, 396k, so 396k in a master, 150k, we re-roll that into 262k, we re-roll into 204k, 1 mil, 413k, 801k in a master, 355k, re-roll, 214k, 818k, 1 mil, 88k, we re-roll into 107k, 1 mil, 1.2 mil, 207k in a master, 92k, we re-roll, the 170k, 1.1 mil in the master, 1.1 mil, 184k in another master, 221k, we re-roll, into 522k, 4.7 mil, 174k a master, and another Oshbrock, we'll take that. And then next up then, we have a 1.9 mil, 1 mil, 995k, 1.1 mil, 166k, 1.1 mil, 100k, we re-roll, 232k, we re-roll, into 302k, 117k in a master, 727k, 1 mil, 1 mil in the master, 6.5 mil in another master back to back, 333k another master triplicate, 914k, 232k re-roll into 1.2 mil, 511k, 1.1 mil, 2.1 mil, 1.1 mil, 250k in a master, 1.1 mil in another master, 251k triplicate masters, 272k we re-roll, 81k, 885k, 1.3 mil, 127k we re-roll, 3.1 mil in a master, 159k in another master, 280k we re-roll into 977k, 977k, and then next up we have 192k re-roll into 1.1 mil, 221k we re-roll into 109k in a master, 148k in another master back to back, 729k, 356k in a master, 118k in another master back to back, at 1 mil, 740k we re-roll into 238k, re-roll again into 1.9 mil, 1.1 mil, 2 mil, 1.9 mil, 3.1 mil in the master, 1 mil in another master back to back, 56k, we re-roll into 57k, re-roll again, into 214k, re-roll again, into 286k, re-roll into 237k, 114k on the button, re-roll into 228k, 217k, 88k, we got a few super low ones recently, 125k, we re-roll that one into 532k in the master, 1.2 mil, 981k, 4.7 mil, 113k, we re-roll into 247k, 129k, 303k in a master, 209k, we re-roll into 124k in another master, 992k, 240k in a master, 234k in another master back to back, at 1.2 mil, 268k, we re-roll into 1.2 mil, 989k, 155k, we re-roll into 170k, 133k, re-roll into 1 mil, 3.2 mil, 1.1 mil, 2.1 mil, and another third age miss, 279k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 1.1 mil, 764k, 245k, we re-roll into 225k, 818k, 1 mil, 1.1 mil, 1 mil in the master, 850k in another master back to back, triplicate masters 119k, at 31k we re-roll into 973k, 172k re-roll into 289k, re-roll again, it's 2.1 mil, and next up then 890k at 2.1 mil, 25k in a master, 19k in another master, two back-to-back really low ones, but masters in each of them, so we'll take that for sure. 2.1 mil and another third age miss then, unfortunately. So next up then we have 140k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 146k, re-roll into 1.1 mil, 197k, 1.1 mil. That's a super low, super small casket there with just two items. 232k in a master, 2.3 mil, 253k, re-roll into 1.8 mil, 1 mil, 1.1 mil in the master, 406k in the master, and another Oshproc even, so not too bad. 434k in another master back to back, 1.1 mil, 91k, we reroll into 269k, reroll into 354k in a master, 22k, that's a definite reroll for sure, into 244k in another master, 551k, 597k, 58k, that's a definite reroll into 138k, 272k, 201k, we reroll into 241k, 270k, 188k in a master, 264k, we reroll the 77k, another super low one, 65k in another master, 288k, 1 mil, 157k in a master, 192k, we reroll into 893k, 1.2 mil, and another third age miss then, unfortunately. 219k, we reroll into 237k, 1.1 mil, 2 mil in the master, 1.9 mil, 696k, 1.3 mil, 174k, we reroll into 2.1 mil, 1.1 mil, 1 mil, 1.1 mil, 1.1 mil again, 196k, we reroll into 141k, reroll again, into 270k in a master, 116k, we reroll into 271k in a master, 1.3 mil, 129k, reroll into 902k, 1 mil, 1.1 mil, 230k, reroll, 240k, 1.1 mil in the master, 237k in another master back to back, 239k, we reroll into 334k, 76k, 1.2 mil in the master, 914k another master back to back, 569k, 405k, reroll into 121k and another Oshproc. But that's 10 so far this opening. 188k, we reroll into 810k, 975k, 3.2 mil, 1.2 mil, 203k in a master, 883k another master back to back, 452k, 1.1 mil, 1.1 mil another master, 172k, reroll into 1.2 mil, 112k, we reroll that one into 99k in a master, 291k, reroll into 1.1 mil, 714k, 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil, 1.1 mil, 318k, we reroll to 205k, reroll again, 28k and another master, so another super low casket, but again another master, so we'll take it. 165k, 1.2 mil, 225k in a master, 176k, we reroll into 526k, 102k, we reroll into 3.2 mil, 127k, 340k in a master, 231k in another master, 3.1 mil, 73k, we reroll into 1.2 mil, 682k, 338k in a cookie, 1.2 mil, 135k, we reroll into 3.1 mil in the master, 514k, 142k in a master, 1.2 mil, 300k in a master, 163k, 243k, we reroll into 159k in a master, 249k, reroll into 1 mil, 1.2 mil in the master, 1.3 mil, 76k, we reroll into 1 mil, 3.2 mil in the master, 239k another master back to back, 1.1 mil, 994k in a master, 98k, we reroll into 1.2 mil, 151k, we reroll into 1 mil and another third age miss. So that's quite a few in this opening so far. 3.1 mil and another master, 103k, we reroll into 181k, we reroll into 279k, 1 mil in the master, 250k, 1 mil, 1.1 mil in the master, 189k another master back to back, 123k, we reroll into 1.1 mil, 970k, 242k, we reroll into 129k, 110k, we reroll to 823k in a master, 211k another master back to back, triplicate masters 1 mil, 1 mil, 332k, reroll into 89k, that's super low. 264k, 1 mil, 704k, 749k in a master, 1.6 mil, 1.2 mil, 220k in a master, 357k, we reroll, 269k, reroll into 1.1 mil in a master, 2.3 mil, and another third age miss. 266k, we reroll into 1.6 mil, 1 mil, 903k, 1.1 mil, and another cookie, 198k, we reroll into 480k. We'll reroll that one then into 1.1 mil in the master, 144k, 123k, 338k, we reroll into 173k, 62k, 875k, 79k, that's a definite reroll into 2.2 mil and another third age miss. 63k, 302k, 336k, we reroll into 85k, another super low one. 169k, 1.8 mil in the master, 272k another master back to back, 241k, we reroll into 971k, 1.2 mil, 228k, we reroll into 992k in a master, 877k, 895k in a master, 244k, we reroll into 261k, 3.3 mil, 194k in a master, 331k in another master back to back, 413k, 519k in another master, 409k, we reroll, 50k, that's a definite reroll again, into 1.1 mil and a master, at 1.9 mil, 931k, 333k, we reroll into 292k in a master, 159k and a cookie, 856k, 877k, 1.1 mil, 559k, 1.1 mil, 189k, we reroll into 1 mil, 1 mil, 228k, we reroll into 559k, 153k in a master, 1.6 mil, 332k, we reroll into 1 mil, 681k in a master, 68k, we reroll into 433k, 194k, reroll into 1.1 mil, 971k, 3.3 mil, and we're down at the final 200 then. So 228 masters so far, and 10 off procs is really nice. 138k, we reroll into 1 mil and a master, 863k, 890k in a master, 6.3 mil in a master. That's a super nice one. That's what we like to see. 313k, we reroll into 178k, 935k, 1.1 mil, 1.9 mil, 1 mil, 476k, 2 mil, 207k, we reroll into 607k, 157k in a master, 1.2 mil, 161k in a master, 1.2 mil, 854k, 239k, reroll into 163k in a master, 376k, we reroll into 89k, reroll again, 287k, reroll again into 84k in another master. Next up then we have 31k in another master, 6.2 mil, that's a nice one. 378k, we reroll into 254k. We'll start using up a couple of our cookies there as well then. May as well. So then next up we have 1.1 mil in the master, 326k, we reroll to 221k, reroll into 1.7 mil, 145k, we reroll to 81k, 1.1 mil in the master, 873k, 1.1 mil, 757k, 200k, we reroll that one into 289k, reroll again into 1 mil. Next up then 232k, we reroll that one into 2 mil. We use a couple more cookies then. And then next up then 359k, reroll into 1 mil. 246k, reroll into 190k. 146k, reroll into 993k. 233k, 1 mil. 994k, 368k, reroll into 1 mil and another Oshbrock. Nice. 179k, 853k, 245k, we re-roll into 1.2 mil, 219k, 1 mil, 127k in a master, 464k in another master back to back, triplicate masters then 185k, 351k, re-roll, 254k, re-roll again, to 216k, 2.1 mil, 53k, that's a definite re-roll, into 924k, 3.1 mil in the master, 517k, 273k, re-roll into 300k, 210k, 163k, 208k in a master, 951k, 104k and a cookie, 152k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 185k, re-roll into 217k, 512k, 120k re-roll into 524k in a master, 2 mil, 300k, we re-roll that one into 1.1 mil, 255k, we re-roll into 105k, 405k, 1.2 mil, 1 mil in the master, 926k, 1 mil, 216k, re-roll into 414k in a master, 696k, 394k, 1 mil, 147k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 169k, re-roll to 163k, 371k, re-roll into 542k, 504k, 1.3 mil, 1.2 mil, 232k, re-roll into 1.1 mil, 3.1 mil, 210k, we re-roll that one into 244k in a master, 507k in another master back to back, 291k, 819k, 454k, 23k, that's a definite re-roll into 1.1 mil, 108k in a master, 485k, 191k, we re-roll that one into 1 mil, 95k, 225k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil in the master, 1.2 mil, 2 mil in the master, 1 mil in another master, 1.4 mil, 1 mil, 86k, re-roll into 210k in a master, 1 mil, 372k in another master, and we're down to the final 100. So 145k in another master, 328k, we re-roll, 240k, re-roll again into 131k. And then next up then we have 6.2 million, that's a super nice one. So 195k, we re-roll into 162k in a master, 3.1 mil, 1.2 mil, 286k, we re-roll into 277k, 271k, 66k, that's a definite re-roll, into a 1.2 mil, 80k, 105k in a master, 183k, we re-roll into 73k, few super low ones, there's another super low one, 69k, 1.1 mil, 1.2 mil, 239k in a master, 274k, we re-roll into 174k, 259k, re-roll into 955k, 200k on the button. That's super nice then. Looks really even. 1.1 mil, 969k, 602k in a master, 136k, we re-roll that one to 1.2 mil, 387k, we re-roll into 608k, 843k, 1.1 mil in the master, 1.1 mil, 284k, re-roll into 1 mil, 288k, 1 mil in the master, 677k, 260k, we re-roll into 950k, 887k, 517k, 730k. We reset the wealth evaluator, so we just hit the max GP on it. So 298k, we re-roll into 156k, re-roll into 50k, super low, at 1.1 mil, 4.8 mil, 80k, we re-roll into 2 mil in the master, at 1 mil, 334k, 1.1 mil in the master, 300k, we re-roll that one into 363k, 131k, 1 mil, 125k, we re-roll into 2 mil, 4.7 mil, 252k, we re-roll into 434k in the master, 223k in another master back to back, 810k, and we're down then to the final 50 then. So hopefully we have a big juicer die in this one then coming up. So it's actually been quite a while since I've got either a third age die or a blood die, so we're well overdue one at this stage. So 145k, we re-roll into 186k at 1.9 mil, 1 mil, 215k, we re-roll into 227k at 245k, 253k, 144k in a master, 260k, we re-roll into 814k, 281k, 1.2 mil, 1 mil, 138k, we re-roll to 79k, at 1 mil, 174k, re-roll into 265k, 120k, 298k, we re-roll into 1 mil, 992k, 335k, at 2.1 mil, 214k, we re-roll to 56k, 304k, 166k, we re-roll into 3.2 mil, 540k, 285k, 152k, we re-roll into 255k, and we're down to the final 25, which is usually where all the juice is. So next up then 49k, 285k in a master, 141k, we re-roll into 236k in another master, 295k, 1 mil and a master, at 2.1 mil, 2.2 mil, 1.1 mil another master, 3.3 mil, 275k, we re-roll into 126k and a master, and 1 mil, and that is a blood die miss, unfortunately not what we're looking for. 515k, 1 mil and another master, 1 mil, 322k, we re-roll, 273k, re-roll again into 109k, re-roll again into 1 mil, 110k in a master, 513k, 411k in another master, 76k, we re-roll into 2 mil, 478k, 172k in a master, 84k, the final three, 288k, we re-roll into 996k, next then 599k, and the final one then is 1 mil, and just because we have a re-roll available then we'll go with that one then. And yeah, unfortunately we re-rolled into 124k, and then we'll open our Oshprox then as well. So of that, and then the first one then 178k, 166k, 145k, we re-roll into 197k, 2.9 mil, 101k, 105k, we re-roll into 1.6 mil, 1.4 mil, 4.1 mil, that's a nice one. 121k, we re-roll into 1.1 mil, 189k, and then the final one then is 1.8 mil then. So that's the wealth evaluator then. So we finished this one in on 60.4 billion. So we started out then on 58.2 billion. So we gained just over 2.2 billion then as well. So decent enough for this one then, but we're still way under drop rate then on third age dies and blood dies, unfortunately. So hopefully you can get that in the next opening then. That's another opening done. Subscribe if you're new and comment below if you have any suggestions for future content. Until then, see ya.